Hi, everyone. My name is Jani. I'm the founder and CEO of Transfluent. And Transfluent is a service that provides translations for Facebook, Twitter, and WordPress. We have 15,000 translators providing translations 24 hours a day in 60 languages. And we can provide a translation usually in about 15 minutes. So we're extremely fast, always high quality. The whole thing started about a year ago when Rovio asked us to help them connecting with their Angry Birds players around the world. And we started thinking about that, and we realized that this is actually something that all the companies around the world are going to be facing these days, with the world getting smaller and smaller and more connected. So as a solution, we created a service that connects directly to all these social media services. So anytime you update your Facebook, if you want to connect to Spanish users, we'll send that text over to a translator. They get that translated to Spanish. As soon as they're done, we publish it back to Facebook. So basically, all your Spanish visitors to your Facebook page will see that you are actually speaking Spanish to them. They can leave you comments. We show those comments to you in plain English. You can reply in English, and we again translate it back. So you can market yourself. You can also engage with your users. The team has previously built a multilingual social network. We have a lot of experience for the past 4 years in working with language issues, social networking issues, and we enhanced the team as well with some expertise on B2B sales, because that's going to be the next big thing for us as we grow forward. We also like to surround ourselves with very experienced people, because we are building a world-class organization, and we really do need advice from people who've done it before. The actual problem we are solving here is not the translation itself. It is the process of translating something. If you imagine that you'd have to have all your tweets translated, for example, you'd have to find a translator, you send over the text, you wait for it to be translated. Once it's translated, you get the text back, and then you have to put it back on Twitter. You probably spend a lot more time doing all that work than the translators spend actually translating the text. So instead, we created a system that automates all of the manual, tedious labor there while still keeping the professional translator in the pipeline. This is extremely scalable because we are crowdsourcing to a very well-defined group of highly qualified professional translators. So the way it works is basically you have a brand, and then there's the internet. You send some messaging out there, and then typically you start connecting with your customers, some of them directly as well. So Transfluent just wants to sit in between you and all this communication so that you can keep using all these services you are using currently. You don't need to learn or no need to start using any new tools. You basically just post the messages as you are right now. We just sit between there to remove the language barrier, giving you access to the whole world, basically. This applies to just about all the different types of industries. You don't really need to target a specific type of company. All you have to have is like a multilingual user base, or you want to be targeting the world. And as you can see from this little sample of our existing users, we're working with universities, rock bands, large companies, startups, just about anyone who wants to broadcast in multiple languages. We are placing ourselves to compete with professional translation agencies. We are competing with high quality, extremely fast service. Basically, we are not an alternative to Google Translate. Like we're doing high quality, not anything cheap, not anything like high, whatever. As I said, we've done it before. Like we've built the world's first social network that connected consumers speaking different languages. We built this as a B2B service from ground up. So basically, we charge per word. We make money every time we translate something. And we currently have about 80 paying customers, gearing up to around 200 customers by the end of the year. We're going to have like €1 million revenue run rate by the end of the year. We're looking for funding, we're looking for talent, and we're basically looking for customers as well. That's all. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. Come here, Yanni. There's questions. You can't run away from the investors.
All right. All right.
Yeah, so, any questions?
Thanks, Yanni. We talked earlier about the importance of community in this whole crowdsourcing aspect. How do you maintain quality control over that and making sure the translation is of good quality, as you said?
Right, so we work with multiple different networks. So basically we monitor the quality of the results all the time. We don't work with any network that doesn't provide good quality. We use our existing network of around 1 million native speakers to do random sampling, quality spot checking, so that we know that the consistency is there. We always receive good quality. We also do provide like a dual translator service where one translator does the translation and then another one proofreads that if there is something like, that really has to be always correct.
How much do your translators make on your service?
It depends on language, but typically they make around anywhere between 5 and 10 cents per word.
And is that better or worse than what they would make in another freelance job?
It's in line with the others. We're trying to make it so that it is fair, because we do want to work with highly qualified translators. And over time, I see this as becoming more and more as a choice, where the translators I've talked to are actually preferring our type of work, because this is kind of like fun, small tasks that you can do any time of the day, rather than just having some boring office work. So yeah, it needs to be compensated fairly, but we also have this fun aspect there to make it, motivate them.
Does the base language of the enterprise customer have to be English, or can it be Chinese or Spanish or something else?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, because China is one of our most interesting markets. We do want to provide a service for Chinese customers as well, where they can, if a Chinese company wants to go global, they can use our service. They create all their material in Chinese, and we just translate that to all the different languages, so they can target any country around the world. So yeah, it doesn't have to be English, it can be anything. But obviously most of our current customers right now are translating something English to something, or, that's a good starting point, but we will go totally global.
All right. Thank you, Yanni. Solid delivery.